Hi guys, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm a little bit on YouTube now. I just want to test it on YouTube and see how the recording is going, because I've got a couple of people in other environments that also wants to see the videos and are not part of Facebook or are not on Facebook. So I decided to make a couple of recordings on YouTube, share it with you guys. It is holiday, so my kids is also at home, so sorry if there's a little bit of voice at the back, because they're busy playing games and, you know, gamers in the whole house everywhere. Alright, so what I'm busy doing is I'm busy building a terrain here for one of the scenes that the Boers is going to be in trenches actually, and then from there the Boers are going to wait for the British to come so they can actually shoot at the Brits. My previous problem that I did have on the game itself was the distance of the shooting of the Boers. And there was a live feed I did on Facebook, and I couldn't get it right, but I finally got it to work and figured it out. So if I press play now here, you will see that that Brit is actually starting far away from the Boer, and the Boer can actually shoot at the Brit. But the British guy is not shooting back or getting any damage, because I did disable the damage just to test this. And because he cannot search that far, he will not be able to see the Boer. So what will typically going to happen here is I'm going to build trenches. I'm going to put a couple of, say, 20, 30, 40, 50 Boers inside the trenches. And then I'm going to have British guys getting into range where the Boers can actually shoot them. And as soon as the Boers come into range, as soon as the Brits come into range, then the Boers can actually start shooting, and the Brits will shoot back. So let's see if we can get that right. This is the first part of building a single player maps, and this will be definitely be used like in a game, like one of the maps called Magersfontein, for sure. So what I'm doing here is cannons is not in play yet. This is just normal sandbags that you can see here that I'm going to put in front. I have to try and get an environment like trenches in front of it. So I'm going to use a tool here that I actually use quite often. It's called Path Painter. A Path Painter is a tool that you get from an asset store, and what this Path Painter is doing, you can actually paint on your map itself. So what I want to do here is, if I enable the Path Painter, you can see you can actually work on the map. In my case, I want to evaluate the map with a little bit, so I make it a little bit deeper. If you look at Magersfontein, there was a dry bed of a river, and they actually built their trenches inside, or they made that their trenches in front of the mountain. And that's what I typically want to try and achieve here. So let's see if we can get that right. So what I'm doing here is, there we go. So I'm going to draw a line here and see if we can make this higher or lower. Let me just get this right quickly. So it looks like it's lifting it at the moment. I want to make this, minus 0.2, and I want to make it higher. I want to make it deeper. So let's show that. Alright. We can make it a little bit deeper. Let's make it minus 0.4. I'm going to make the brush size also small, because it wasn't a big, it's actually a small, you can see here, but I have to make the trenches a bit deeper. So I'm just playing around with the settings here. Check out with this painter tool if I can get the effect. Yeah, see, that's coming right, but now the riverbed is still, I'm just pressing Ctrl Z to disable everything there. So the brush size is still a little bit big, so let's make it 0.3. And then we change in, it's still big. Let's make this brush size 0.2. I wonder if we can make it that small. Make it a 1. And then embankments. So I actually want it to be, yeah, this looks better. Yeah, this is gonna work. Alright, cool. So what I'm gonna do is, right in front of this Boer, I'm gonna start making this trenches, this whole river from the end of the map to wherever he is. So let's start over here, and then we make trenches like that, and all these trenches going to go all the way up there, for example. So let's see. Alright, I like that. So let's stop this, and then we move around and we take this Boer and we say, alright, I'm just playing around with the physics here to check that I can actually do what I wanted to achieve After I've got this right, then I will actually start building the map so we can put the first single player game together. So this boer is going to stand typically like this. I know it's a little bit in the air, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that later. I've got a plan with the trenches that I actually build there, because they had sandbags, everything everywhere. So we want to be correctly right here. According to the pictures what I see, and I've been at the Magersfontein battlefield, this is exactly something that I saw there. Again, I'm testing the battle system at the moment, just to get this right before the alpha release. Let me just see if this guy's going to fall through the map if we press play here, or is he going to stick to the map. Alright, see, his gun is not right, but I'm going to fix that now. But yeah, he's looking good at the moment. You can see on the level that he's looking. Yeah, so let's quickly fix the gun while we're busy with this. I don't know why did he lose control. I thought I fixed it last time, but let's fix it again. Oh, I did move the gun. Alright, yes, what I did, I can remember now. I actually did move the gun to the right hand. And I think this gun, we must actually put the gun in the left hand. The reason for that is your left hand is moving up and down as the boer is going to start aiming. So let's do that quickly while we're at the right place already. So what I'm going to do is in the left collar, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go front left arm and in the hand. And then what we do is I'm going to drag now this Martini Henry to the left hand. And then we press play, and it's always going to look awkward. And then we press play, and as we press play, let's just see what happens, how the gun looks, and then we're going to move the gun around. It's probably going to be totally out now. Yeah, so what we can do is, while we got the gun, let's get this right. So we move this over here and bring it closer. So yeah, let's move this here and then move it a little bit down so we can see from there exactly where the gun is and what the gun is doing and how the gun is moving. So let me take this in there, and then we're going to turn this to the left like this, and we're going to turn it like that. Starts getting control over this guy's gun. I probably have to do this with the Brits as well. Alright, now the gun is a little bit in front, so let's move it back just to get this quickly in perspective. Right, taking it down, moving it here, and then we turn it a little bit. Alright, so for the new guys, that's the first time that you're actually on the channel. Just to tell you a little bit, I'm busy developing a boerwar game. The reason why, it's part of our history, and I just love the history, and because I stay in South Africa, I just thought, let me make a RTS game, a real-time strategy game about the Boer War, and getting 4 factions involved, 3 factions involved. The one faction is going to be, of course, the Boers, as you can see now, and the Brits that is busy shooting at, and then there will also be Zulus. So you can pick which one of the factions that you actually want to play as, and then from there you can go and battle each other out. So you select your faction, and from there you go. So yeah, I'm busy building that. I actually been busy now for a couple of months already on this game, and changing it and fixing it and fine-tuning it to get the alpha ready for some people for testing. So when they start testing the game itself, you can actually see that this animation, when they start testing the game itself, they can actually see how well does it run. And this animation is definitely for a shotgun, because you can see how he moves the gun, but it's fine, we'll fix that later. That is small little things. It's actually just the movement that's important. So let's copy the gun at the moment. Copy. Yeah, so when we release the alpha, I want the people to be able to play a little bit of single player, maybe try a multiplayer against each other. But the online one, there's still some work that needs to be done on the online one. Alright, so what I'm busy doing now at the moment, like I say, I'm busy building the maps for the single player. And I just want to see if we can get this to work with the distance in the game. Will definitely have to angle something like this, and yeah, then at the back I'm going to obviously build a base, but if you look at the game, it's going to look something like this. So there we go. I'm just going to make with the brush, I think we should make this at the bottom more brown, So it looks like you can actually, it's like a riverbed. So let's do that now. So what I'm going to do is go back to where the boer are, because I know he's standing in the river. And then I'm going to enable my brush again, paintbrush, select the terrain. And yeah, I've got a couple of textures that I got from the terrain that I'm using here. And I think a pretty cool one will be this one here. So we actually enabled in the paint again, but I don't want to do anything else than except for painting this. So the strength must be there. Let me just get the settings right. And this must then be 0, because I don't want to go in any deeper or do anything. I just actually want to change the look of the river bank inside. Although if I can remember when I was there, I don't think there was so many rocks and it was a little bit darker. So let's make it more like I can remember. Strength must be this 0. Embankment we make also 0. I wonder if you can. Yes. See, it still makes it a little bit deeper. So let's undo that. See how low can we take the embankment. And the brush size, let's make this 0.3. And then we select the right texture here, make it dark so you can see the river inside. I know it's making a little bit, but that's fine, I'm happy with that. So let's move it like this. And we go over here, roughly. And here, this blue that you see at the bottom is just part of the map. It's a walkable tiles that I'm still going to fix at one point. The camera X stops here, you can't go further than that. But we have to get more into this here. So let me go to the top and then we move around. So what I'm busy doing now is just painting the map. So what was the shader that I used? Was it this one? Painting the trenches so the riverbank looks kind of like a riverbank, so that yeah, you can see there's actually something running there. So I'm going to move way out here. I'm going to paint it from a distance. It should be fine. I know it's better to actually zoom in, but I don't think it's necessary. I think they go right up to, yeah, they're still going. So yeah, let me paint it up there. So yeah, back to the game itself is you'll be able to actually select your factions, and then as you join the game there will be advantages and disadvantages for the different factions. Just to give you guys an idea, when you play as the Boers, the Boers are going to do much more damage than the Zulus or the Brits, due to the fact that they were hunters from a very small age, so they can shoot. So they will do more damage, although they will be, out of all the factions, you're not going to be able to build so many troops for the Boers, because the Boers was only so many that was fight. There was actually way out, even if they fight against the Zulus, the Boers, there was always more enemy than the Boers. Doesn't matter what battle the people from South Africa fight, or the white people from South Africa fight, there was always more from the other people. In the case of the Boer War as well. But then the Brits on their side, their advantage again is they can have much more advanced stuff. But what I'm going to do with the Brits is all the camps that the Brits going to have, they actually will be close to a train track, and the train will come in with supplies. So you have to wait for the supplies to come in before you can actually get more guns and build more troops. So then on the Zulu side, the Zulus is I think it's going to be an easy tribe, and it's going to be a lot of Zulus that you can actually work with. I don't think the Zulus you will actually, yeah, shooting far now. I don't think the Zulus will not do that much damage, except if they get close to you. But remember, the spears and stuff that I throw, they must be close to you. So yeah, I'm going to make the Zulus much more people, big crowds, and then the Boers obviously is only going to be, I see there's the yellow light going every now and then. That is not right, that I have to take off. And then the Boers is going to do big damage, but they're going to be way less. But I just want to test the scale here of how does a big battle going to look like. so I can show that to the people. So yeah, I must actually disable this whole UI just for now so we can have a look at it. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I think the range of the boers is still a little bit too far, but that is beside the point. I can actually set that up pretty quickly. So let me enable damage here so that the people start shooting back to each other. So I'm going to try it with one unit first. So what I'm going to say on the Brits is on your, and this is already created scripts. That's how I define all this stuff. So enable a sign, enable on attack. Alright, so when this guy gets attacked, he must move and he must try to shoot back. And in the Battle of Magersfontein, there was actually no cover. There was no trees, a little bit of rocks, everything. So this guys, the Brits actually did move in at night time. And after they moved in, it was just hectic because they walked straight into the trenches of the Boer. At the back of the Boers, I'm going to build a mountain here. And this mountain was actually the British fort that the Boers, or they did actually think the Boers were in the mountain. So it's 3 days or 2 days prior to this, they actually start shooting their cannons into the mountains because the Boer were always in the mountains. In this case, what the Boers did is they used this bed in front and make that their trenches. So when the Brits start walking in at night time, they were actually so close to the Boers, and it was a huge storm that night. Then when the Boers starts opening fire, and they just killed a lot of them. And these poor guys were laying in the field. They couldn't get away. They couldn't get support because the other people were so far away there at the back that they actually didn't get any support. And the guys was laying there for the whole day. Then at one point, actually, the Boers couldn't take it anymore. And the British guys did actually lift up the white flags to say, we cannot do this. You guys must, we cannot. You please come and help us. And the Boers did actually start to help the British. And then the people at the back with the cannons, they didn't know what was happening because they were too far away. So they actually saw at the back with their binoculars that the Boers are getting out of the trenches for the purpose to go and help the guys laying on the field, but they didn't know it. So they start shooting, and then the Boers run back into the trenches and say, no, they just want to get us out of here to kill us. And they stayed there, and a lot of these poor guys were laying here, and it was about 35 degrees. So yeah, that wasn't a pretty thing that happened at Magersfontein, but that's one of the battles, it's one of the stories, things that happened there. Alright, so I'm going to put this search. I don't think the search for the Brits is far enough. The search range is actually how far can you see somebody. Now you can see the Boers is already on 100, which is pretty far. I think we must put the Brits on about the 50 and see if they can see the Boers when they get up to that point. I just want to fire that engagement. So let's see. Here they come closer, but they don't have to be that close, but yeah. Alright, so I'm going to change now the Brits, so their distance away from the Boers is also a little bit further away, so that they don't be so close up to each other. So the Boers is about 100. Let me just see here. The stopping distance is 50. I'm going to make the stopping distance for the Brits 30. Let's check it out. So let me just get this right. Then we'll put a couple of units in there, and so let's start fighting each other, and then we can check frame rates and stuff and see how it goes. Alright, it's still not 100%, so I'm just tuning it in here. Yeah, so I want to get this. I already built all the logic is done, finish, and yeah, all the logic is done for the game, and I've got about all the houses and all the characters. You'll see here's the British character. I'm still busy with the Zulu character, and then I must just put everything together and do the environments, and I still have to finish off the artillery. But that is, like I said, the logic is all there. It's just fine tuning of getting the ball to go and to do area damage wherever it falls. So I just have to have time to put this together. Unfortunately, I do this as a hobby, so I do it whenever I get time to do it. So yeah, so this is to give you guys a good idea what I'm busy with. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, see if the people are interested to see more of these videos. Please let me know. And if you guys want to see more videos and I get good feedback, then I'll make more recordings. For now, I'm going to continue on developing, and I will probably put on a live or a video a little bit later, or how does the end product look of the whole scene with all the boers and all the Brits in it. Thanks for listening, guys. Cheers.